So less than a year after the brutal murder of Mary Ann Clibbery, George Hansen is found guilty of the murder. The jury deliberated for less than 3 hours.
Pretty quick.
And George was brought to Winnebago County Jail on no bond. And then on October 13th of 2005, George Hansen is sentenced to 60 years in prison.
As of this recording, we don't really have any recent updates. George Hansen is still in prison at Lawrence Correctional Center in Illinois.
But you were doing more research on this case too, and you came across something else that George got tied up in that I thought was really interesting.
This blew my mind. My jaw dropped when I read this. There's an article that talked about how George was actually named in another theft and fraud related case around the same time as Mary Ann's murder. One of the cases was with his son, Todd Hansen, and involved setting up phony real estate transactions. It seems that this was never solved or tried. And can you guess why?
No. Why?
The key witness in the case, Daryl Willis, was found murdered in his car.
Huh. And they just never solved that?
From what I can tell, the murder is unsolved.
Wow.
However, his son Todd was sentenced to 2 years in prison in 2003 for a security scam. It's pretty clear, George was up to some nefarious things.
Especially, financially, he was just kind of doing everyone dirty. And then when things went bad, he just figured he could kill the people. You know, it's interesting. I've done a lot of poisoner cases on my show. And
poison is one of the things,
poison is really scary. It's really hard to
out.
detect, and poisoners often are repeat offenders. They're often people who poison someone once and get a total god complex over it and feel like they can just keep poisoning because a lot of times it's not detected when people go to the hospital.
Oh my God.
You have to know what to look for when you're detecting for poisons. So I thought it was interesting that he was trying to poison her with the Ambien because he totally fits the profile of every poisoner I've read about for the most part.